people of Zavod seem to be in higher spirits these days than they used to be.
Perhaps, but there's still such a heavy curtain of doom and gloom over this city.
Those are strong words, Your Majesty. So, if I may ask, how would you go about lifting that curtain?
First and foremost, I would change the soldiers' uniforms. My heart sinks to look upon such grim livery.
Hey, what if we got rid of the hats? If the citizens can see a soldier's face, they might seem more approachable.
Rejected. A hat is a soldier's pride.
Perhaps we should have different colors for each regiment's uniform. Such a variety of hues would make a cheerful impression.
My eyes bleed at the thought.
What if maybe you added a cute lacy frill to the cuffs of the coats? And maybe some designer logos?
Yes, that might work.
Your Majesty?
And perhaps a sparkling white coat of paint for Fendel Tower. I'm certain that would raise spirits.
With a giant mech popping out.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
You can't be serious.
Or am I?
Oh, you're like, I think he's like half serious. I don't see her here. Well, there's about one other place I can imagine finding anyone in this, well, blaze. And it's the Overseer's Chambers, because that's like the two possible places I can imagine her being. And there she is.
Oh my gosh, Fourier! I haven't seen you in forever!
Just when I thought it was safe to relax. It looks like you brought the whole gang with you.
Listen, Fourier, we need your help.
Oh? When monsters change, it's usually due to a mutation triggered by their environment.
Sorry, but could you explain?
All creatures have the ability to adapt to changing conditions. It's what allows the species to thrive. For example, if animals from a warm climate are transported to a colder one, many of them will perish. However, the strong ones will adapt and evolve in order to survive.
So is that what's happening here?
Yes, I would assume the monsters are evolving to better meet the threat posed by humans.
So you think we're helping to make the monsters stronger?
That's what I just said, isn't it? Of course, it's just a hypothesis.
But doesn't it usually take forever for things to evolve?
Normally, yes. Evolution is a slow process that takes several generations to unfold.
More than several
But we have
generations.
numerous examples of sudden mutations in monsters, especially those that live near the Valkanus. In other words, outside interference greatly increases the odds of rapid mutation. I would theorize that an unknown being is affecting them, perhaps something similar to Lambda or Lastalia. Do you think Lambda himself might be responsible?
Absolutely not.
You seem quite sure.
Okay, so they're gonna talk to each other, okay. Oh, you look a lot more pure.
How can you be so certain? Do you doubt my powers?
It's not that. I made a decision to exist together with you, so of course I'm going to trust you.
Did you say trust?
You lent me your power because you were trying to help. Isn't that right?
Even if true, I would do so only because you are my host vessel. though I exist inside you. Do not be so arrogant as to think you can control me.
That never seemed like Asbel's MO.
I'm not trying to control you. You helped us back there. You saved our lives. I haven't thanked you yet, so thanks.
This is nonsense.
Tsundere? Need the dere part soon. Everyone's staring. What's happening?
I don't know if Lambda influenced the mutations, but I didn't sense his power in those monsters.
If that's the case, then I think the problem might be up there.
Don't tell me Armerald's back.
In Fodra?
I wanted to talk to you because Fodra's been acting kind of wonky. I didn't even notice until Poisson and the Overseer brought it up. But ever since, me and all the other Amarcians have been studying it. About 2 months ago, we found Elith gushing from a point on the surface. Therefore, Fodra's supposedly non-functional core is showing signs of activity. If Fodra's core is in fact the source of all life, then yes, it's conceivable that the core might be promoting evolution in the monsters. Is my sister the best or what? Okay guys, I gotta take the shuttle and zip off to Fodra.
Do you really think you'll learn something new up there?
Well, I'm sure not learning anything standing around here.
In that case, we'll go with you.
Oh hey, wait, is Stratus Valkanus still okay? Cause you know, all these crazy monsters are appearing near Valkanus.
At the very least, the president deserves to know. But that means a side trip to Strata.
We got a shuttle. It shouldn't take that long.
I'll go. But I'm not looking forward to it.
Something wrong, Hubert?
No, it's nothing.
How about we go with you? It'll be a lot easier than going alone.
All right, but please try not to cause any trouble.
Oh, Aspo's face.
Aw, you look down, little bro. What's wrong?
Who, me? No, nothing's wrong. Leave me alone.
Geez, fine. Sorry. No need to be so cold, gosh.
You are being mean to Pascal, Hubert.
No, I'm... Wait, am I? But that's how I've always acted.
You never look her in the eyes.
Sophie? You are very perceptive. It's just... looking at her like that is... difficult. It's hard for me to explain. I don't think I can meet her gaze at this particular moment.
Do you have a guilty conscience?
Huh? You've been talking to the captain, haven't you?
When a man has a guilty conscience, he can't look a woman in the eye, right?
Perhaps not. Not that I feel particularly guilty about anything, mind you. I hate to admit it, but sometimes even I don't understand what's wrong with me.
It's okay. Cheer up, Hubert.
Yeah, that'll make everything better. I wonder if Pascal would even go along with that. Doesn't seem like her MO either.
Sophie? You all right? If you have something to say, you shouldn't keep it inside. Pascal, I want to be human.
But you're already plenty human. Your body's just a little different is all.
No, it's more than that. I'm not like you at all. Asbel, Sharia, Hubert, Richard, Pascal, Captain Malik, you're all going to die someday. But not me. If I were a human, you couldn't leave me behind when you died. Help me, Asbel. How do I become human?
Well,
I see. It's impossible, isn't it? I'm not even capable of tears. No matter how sad I get, I can't even cry like you. I just want to be the same as you. I wish that Asbel was my father and Sharia was my mother. I wish I'd been born human with you as my family. Sophie.
Asbel, I'm not sure it's a good idea to bring her with us.
It's okay. I'll stay behind.
No,
Here
your
with
healer!
Sophie. I just don't think she should travel until she's feeling a little better.
I'll stay here too. I'm totally good at cheering people up.
No, party! Stop leaving!
And you, Asbel?
I'll stay with those two. We can split up, it's okay. Those two are probably... I need at least Jerry in my party.
Come along and clear your head for a bit.
all right. I'll go to Strata.
Well, it looks like it's just the men this time.
Sharia, take care of Sophie, okay?
God damn it! I lost half my normal party. Okay, one thing I was thinking was, let's think about Emerald. She was able to take her human consciousness and put it in a humanoid. While it's very different to say you could just do the inverse, couldn't you theoretically take a humanoid consciousness and then put it into an organic being in some way or form? I don't think you'd be able to change her biologically, but maybe you'd be able to approach it from that way. And that's just based off my very loose understanding of how it works.
This is starting to get out of hand.
You think?
I couldn't do anything for her. I didn't know what to say.
Few people would. It's a difficult problem with no one simple solution. Right now, you need to attend to business. You can make time for Sophie later.
You're right. Of course. So, Hubert, will we see the president soon? Hubert?
Oh, yes, of course.
Worried about the president's daughter, are you?
Captain,
Wait, what?
it's nothing. It's just a little marriage proposal.
I never thought I'd hear the words Hubert and marriage in the same conversation.
Oh, don't be mean.
You're one to talk. Mother had plenty to say about you in her letters, you know.
Don't you two have anything better to do than discuss my personal life?
Don't look at me. Your marriage is all she can think about anymore.
It is a sign of great trust for the president to offer you his daughter's hand.
I know, and that's what makes it so awkward. If you hadn't sent that request for aid, I don't know what I'd be doing now.
If you're this worried, Hubert, maybe we shouldn't go on.
I'm not worried, it's just... I don't know how to approach the president, because I have no intention of accepting the proposal.
The president is reasonable. If you speak with him, man to man, I'm sure he'll understand.
You know, how often is it like, oh, I'm sure he's reasonable. I'm sure he'll understand, and then he doesn't. He probably will, he seems like a reasonable guy, but I can just imagine it now.
So, how is your foster father doing these days, Hubert?
Well, he spent quite a bit of time moping around the house.
Was he sick?
No, it's from when the president discovered his plan to take over Lant. You can imagine the repercussions he had to face as a direct result. I won't lie, those were tough times. But now my father and the president seem to be getting along far better than they were before.
So, all the talk about you marrying the president's daughter stems from that?
Yes, that may be the case.
Regardless, treasure the time you have left with your father. You don't know how long his health will hold, and I'm sure he still has things to teach you.
There isn't much I care to hear from that particular father.
The more I see of men like you, the less I want a son of my own.
Does that mean you want a daughter, Captain Malik?
Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind an adorable little girl.
Adorable, sure. Until she grows up and calls you a pig, and tells you to stay out of her life forever.
Hubert, does it bring you joy to crush my dreams?
Oh,
Yes.
please, Captain. I'm only being realistic. Whether he's right or not, I do have things to report. I suppose a quick family visit wouldn't hurt?
I could do that first. Now I'm here already. That would take too long.
Mr. President,
Hubert, Lord Asbel. My goodness, King Richard.
what's going on? Did something happen?
We've received word that the Valkanus is under attack.
Damn! I didn't think the monsters would get here so quickly.
Do you know something?
We can explain everything later. Right now, we need your permission to attack these creatures.
King Richard, I couldn't possibly ask that of you.
Please, I insist. My kingdom owes a great debt to the courage of Strata. I would do anything in my power to help you.
Additionally, sir, I fear our soldiers will be no match for these monsters.
However, we have recently acquired the power to combat them.
Very well. If things are as you say, I will leave these beasts in your capable hands.
Thank you, Mr. President. We won't disappoint you.
Hey, don't you want to talk about marriage? Wow, you seem to really trust him.
It's been half a year since I visited Strata. There was a lot going on back then. But this time, I'll make sure to visit your family and introduce myself. As your brother.
You don't need to do that.
Sure I do. Is everyone doing well?
Oh, the same as always, I suppose. My father is a bit meeker from all his political struggles, and Raymond is off traveling the world.
Oh, so is Raymond doing the same sorts of things that you are?
I wouldn't say that, but he's actually... well, he's following Sharia.
What?
Following Sharia? What do you mean?
Well, I suppose it's a little more complicated than that. Probably. He raises money to support Sharia's relief organization, and sometimes he visits their operations sites as an inspector.
I can't believe that! He's a great guy to care so much!
Asbel, you don't? I'm just going to let this go.
He's a vile guy. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Okay. Hello.
Welcome back, Hubert. How are things progressing?
We have obstacles, but none that cannot be overcome.
Good, good. But now we have another matter to discuss.
Oh, great.
I'm currently in talks to re-establish myself as a player in Strata's political machine. The President and I had our differences, yes, but that's all behind us now. I am counting on you, Hubert. Do not fail me.
I can see where the pressure's coming from.
He's talking about marriage, isn't he?
I fear he will be disappointed. I have no interest in marrying the President's daughter.
Then you'd best refuse him quickly.
I don't get it, Hubert. Why are you so against the idea?
I'm sure he has a reason. In situations such as these, you must be both clear and firm. To do anything else would invite disaster.
I am aware of that, Captain. It's just...
I understand. It must be hard to have a true love who is so... well, you know.
True love? What are you talking about?
Oh, come now. There's no point in denying it.
We all know, after all.
What?
Asbel doesn't.
I'm really confused right now.
Don't worry about it, Asbel.
But if you want to refuse the President, you're going to need a good reason.
Hubert is still young. Perhaps he can claim he's not ready for the responsibility of a family.
Yes, but married life changes reality for everyone. I don't see why that would be any different for me.
What if you said you didn't want to marry until your military position was more secure?
I'm already a lieutenant.
Bah, titles are meaningless.
If I wished it, I could have thousands of troops at my command.
All right, fine. Then tell him ladies at every port of call have fallen for your good looks.
That's a terrible idea. I want to avoid a marriage, not lose the respect of the people.
I'm starting to think you don't want to avoid this marriage at all.
Well, not with these awful ideas, I don't.
Oh, this is madness. Just tell him you're in love with someone else already.
And if people ask who it is?
Then tell them her name.
Oh, yes, a splendid idea. And who would honestly believe I carried a torch for her?
I think you just admitted it.
Now see here!
Holy crap!
I think your brother has finally figured it out. What do you think, Asbel?
Hubert's in love with...
Enough! We are done talking about this! Now then, I have no plans to marry the President's daughter.
If she'd even have you.
After all, I have little interest in the political ambitions of my father. If I am to support this country in the future, I must maintain my connection to the common people. Just as I know she will.
Is that everything? So we're all assuming it's Pascal, right?
City of water and sun. Such beauty is the pride of every Straten citizen.
As it should be. No matter how often I come here, I can't help but gasp at its splendor. It's like a jewel box has been upended on the sand.
A jewel box? Anyway, Verona is nothing to sneeze at either.
Ah, indeed. The ancient castles and historic neighborhoods are as pieces of a shimmering jewel box that conveys our rich history.
Another jewel box?
Zavod may be lacking in traditional beauty, but neither city can match its sheer majesty.
Perhaps it is so. Zavod is built from hard labor and workmanlike skill, a veritable jewel box boasting the artistry and craftsmanship of her designers.
Enough with the jewel box!
Asbel?
Did I say that out loud?
Lambda's having that effect on you. You're starting to say things that you didn't want to say. You're losing your restraints. Lambda's taking them away little by little. You know, it would actually be funny if that was actually something that was happening. Oh, I did leave something here, didn't I?